Hello, this is Dr. Stanley Lang. Welcome to this broadcast, and the topic is the most simple cure for fatty liver. So before we talk about the most simple cure, we should talk about fatty liver and what is that and why is that important? Well, fatty liver is what it sounds like, which is what is happening when fat is starting to be deposited in your liver. Now, as you might have surmised, fat isn't supposed to be deposited in our livers, and it's not a good thing when it happens. This used to be relatively uncommon, but has become epidemic in the last couple of decades. And one of the things that happens with fatty liver is that sometimes when fat is deposited in the liver, the immune system takes notice of this, doesn't like it, and starts to attack the fat, which then causes damage to the liver. So fatty liver has become the leading cause of liver failure in the United States, and it's growing more and more frequent even as each year goes by. So what causes fatty liver? Well, as you might have guessed, being fat causes fatty liver, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. It's related to the specific changes that are going on in our diet that have led to a lot more fructose in the diet also. So high fructose, even in the absence of a lot of other triggers for gaining weight, can trigger fatty liver, and some other chemicals like glyphosate, which is a major herbicide, can trigger fatty liver if we consume enough of it. And there are probably a lot of other things too, but most of the time it is related to diet. And what kind of diet causes fatty liver? Well, basically anything that causes us to be pushed into what we call the insulin-resistant state. The insulin-resistant state is where our body starts pumping out more insulin than we were designed to do. And in response to that, eventually the receptors on the cells start to become insensitive to that insulin signal, and the body has to respond by pumping out more insulin. So what triggers this insulin surge? Eating high glycemic carbs. What are high glycemic carbs? Grains, potatoes, rice, and sugar. Those are the main sources of high glycemic carbs in our diet. What does that mean? These are carbs that raise the blood sugar quickly. That's where the phrase high glycemic carbs comes from. So the solution to this dilemma is actually quite simple. And I have a dietary strategy that I've been teaching patients for more than 25 years that I'd love to give you that actually reverses insulin resistance and reverses fatty liver. And even if you've got inflammatory changes going on from the fat, it'll reverse that also, because as soon as you take the fat out of the liver, the immune system stops attacking the liver. So the inflammatory changes go away. So the solution is actually quite simple. And the book that we have, which is called Why Am I Still Fat, is going to have all the details that you need to be able to make this big change. So if you have insulin resistance, then you need this book if you haven't read it yet. If you're overweight, the chances are you're in insulin resistance, and you probably are starting to develop fatty liver even if your doctor hasn't detected it yet. A lot of times the majority of people have fatty liver without any blood work evidence, because the immune system hasn't turned on and attacked the liver yet. So those folks don't know that they've got fatty liver, but the inflammatory changes may be just around the corner. And there's a whole lot of other issues related to this insulin resistance, including that this is the greatest risk for having a heart attack. So not only will following this kind of a program decrease the fatty liver issue, reverse it completely. If you follow the program completely, it will markedly decrease your risk for heart disease, because it's the major risk factor for having coronary artery disease. So if you haven't read the ebook, please click on the link below this video to get it. And I wish you success in your goals to have good health. God bless, and have a great day.